Hello everyone, my name is Mr. B and welcome back to another video. So lately there hasn't been a lot of shows that I was really interested in. To be honest, a lot of the shows that have been coming out are fairly haven't really caught my attention. There are some good shows, don't get me wrong, there are some good shows out there and some that might be worth watching, but I haven't really had the motivation to watch the shows. There hasn't been a show that really popped for me this season. And aside from returning shows such as Konosuba, Eurocamp, and Mushoku Tensei, three incredible shows, and some other shows here and there hasn't been a lot of shows that made me go, I should watch this, especially new shows. So a lot of that is the reason why I haven't been uploading a lot of anime content recently. But then I remembered, wait, there's one show that is coming out this season, a show that I haven't continued since I watched the first season a few years ago. A sequel to a series that I'd say is pretty underrated. A sequel to a series made by probably the best anime studio out there. I am, of course, talking about the topic of this video, Hibike Euphonium, or to be more specific, the season 3 of Hibike Euphonium. I don't usually talk about sequels because I always find it very hard to talk about sequels because there's just so much to talk about. But with Hibike Euphonium, I think it's kinda different. Hibike Euphonium is one of those shows where people have seen it, say it's incredible. It is one of the best shows out there. It is just an incredible series overall, just a solid series. But it's one of those series where people just don't watch it. A lot of people don't watch it, despite how good it is. It's a type of series that a lot of people haven't really watched. So that's why I'm making this video, because I think there's a lot of people who probably have heard this series but haven't really given it a go. So that's why I'm making this video, to sort of showcase this series to a lot of people, or at least to the people that watch this video. Based on a novel by Aino Takeda, the story focuses on Kumiko Omae, who enrolls to the school, Kitauchi High School, and joins their music club and becomes part of the school's band club. There, she will play an instrument known as a euphonium, and the story follows her and her bandmates as they tackle high school drama in their quest to reach nationals and achieve the Gold Award. The novel is adapted by Kyoto Animation, who, in my opinion, are the best anime studio out there, and it's been directed by Tatsuya Ishihara, who worked with a lot of Kyoto Animation shows, including directing some of them such as Haruhi Suzumiya, K-On!, and Clannad, just to name a few. The show just screams Kyoto Animation. From the animation, to the story, to the styles, to the characters, everything just feels like a Kyoto Animation show. The series right now has 2 completed seasons, 2 summary movies, one movie slash OVA, both setting after the events of season 2, and a spin-off movie, as well as a few other specials and OVAs. The series right now is in its 3rd season, and from what I can tell based on the description, it feels like the last season for the show. I finished the first season ages ago, but forgot to continue for whatever reason. Then I remember, oh yeah, the 3rd season is coming out this season, and with really nothing else to watch, I decided, well, why not catch up with it? Why not continue with season 2 and move forward to season 3? It took me only 2 days to not only finish the 2nd season, but to finish the movie and the movie slash OVA that sets after the events of season 2. That rarely happens because I don't really get that into a show. And so when it happens, immediately in my mind it goes, this is a good show. I knew the series was good from the first season, but the show just consistently got better and better as the series went on. The first thing I want to talk about is, of course, the animation, because you can't really talk about a Kyoto Animation show without talking about the animation. The animation, to put it simply, is incredible. It is just beautiful. It is really, really well done. Every single frame is incredible. Every single detail looks great. And I also really like when shows add this little details to some of the movements of the characters. Like, example was when a character was holding like a hot drink and they were moving their fingers to sort of adjust to the heat, or the way characters sometimes walk around when they're talking. These little details might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but for me, who really values like really great animation and really subtle details to characters, it adds a lot more to the scene of what's happening, and it made the show much more enjoyable to watch. At least that it did for me. The reason why I'm bringing up animation, aside from the fact that I bring it up in almost every single one of my videos, is because of some of the music scene. If you're familiar with K-On, you would know that a lot of the animation for some of the strumming the guitar, playing the piano, playing the drums, a lot of it is very well done. Now, I don't know how accurate it is, but from some of the reactions that I've seen, it is fairly accurate to the sound that is played in the music. The sounds of the strummings and everything matches what is being played in terms of the music. Another crazy thing is there's not a hint of CGI in any of the performances in K-On, at least from what I'm aware of, which just adds to the crazy level of detail to these scenes. And so they amplified that. They amplified what they did in K-On into a full-blown orchestra with a conductor moving, with wind instruments, everything. And it's insane when you watch it. You see the hand movements, characters taking their breaths when they're playing the wind instruments, the beating of the xylophones, the strumming of the cello. I might mess up some of the names of these instruments, but my point is the scenes look incredible. There is not a hint of CGI that I could see in these scenes. And even if there is, the blending must be top tier because it just looks natural. It looks incredible. The movements are also very, very accurate, like scarily accurate, people say, because the people who have played these instruments for a while, they can tell that these are actually accurate movements. And it's crazy because you see them do these scenes for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes even more than that, which is insane to think about the fact that they did all this with regular animation rather than resorting to CGI or blending, which a lot of shows have been doing nowadays, which to be fair do look good, but there's always something about just seeing regular animation without any CGI, and there's just something beautiful about it. Studio animation always goes a level beyond when it comes to their animations. If you've seen their shows, you are aware of this. And like I said, the animation, the quality of the show just gets better and better with each new season and movie. Next, I want to talk about the story. When you look at Hibike Euphonium, when you look at this piece of art right here, what do you see? Do you see a high school slice of life musical anime? Congratulations, because that's exactly what Hibike Euphonium is all about. Hibike Euphonium is exactly that. It is a music slice of life anime, but what people might not know is that it is also a drama anime. There's only so much that you can do with a music slice of life anime about an orchestra band. So you add some drama into that, some teen drama to spice things up. If you're familiar with Kyoto Animation's work with Violet Evergarden, Hyoka, even some stuff with K-On and Dragon Maid, is that they do really well with making characters seem real, making characters seem authentic. Sure, these characters obviously still fall in tropes, some anime tropes, but they still feel a lot more real compared to a lot of other anime characters out there. You have Asuka, who comes off as an upbeat senpai, but is someone who never shows their emotion to others, and you might find hard to read even after watching the series. You have Kanade, who is a walking red flag but has her own beliefs that once you understand them, you get to know more on why her personality is what it is. Then of course, you have the main character, Omae. I love the characters that Kyoto Animation does, I really do. But what struck to me with the main characters for shows like Violet Evergarden, Hyoka, and from the stuff that I've seen for Haruhi Suzumiya is that the main characters often feel like light novel characters or some sort. Now granted, obviously this is because some of the characters are based on light novels and sometimes even novels, and so obviously they would have this kind of vibe, and they still do feel a lot more real or authentic compared to a lot of anime characters out there. But I don't know, there's always this vibe of like, oh, this is just like a normal light novel character. What struck to me with Omae is that she actually feels like a regular high school girl. She feels like a regular high school girl trying to fit in and joining a music club. Sure, she has some stuff going on for her as the main character, being the center of most of the stories, of course, but as you progress through the show, you start to see that she is just a normal girl. Her relationship with Asuka in particular is interesting. Their relationship is unique because it feels like a relationship between a senpai and a kohai, but it is also similar to a sibling relationship. Both parties have secrets and don't really confide with each other often, but they have a certain bond between them. They're close, but not too close. They're distant, but not too distant. The development of their relationship is one of the highlights of the show, in my opinion. There's also her definitely not Yuri relationship with Reina, and I love how they did the relationship with the other characters in the show as well. Then you also have the actual story. The series starts off with Omae joining Kitauji High School along with some of the other characters as a first year. Now we are in the third season. Omae and as well as some of the other characters are now in their third years. Some characters have already graduated, and now it is up to Omae and some of the rest of her friends to lead the club and lead the brand new students that join under them in their quest to reach the nationals and to actually win gold. Throughout the series, you see characters learn, you see characters develop, you see them grow and grow, not as just a character, but also as someone who plays the instruments. The story tackles a lot of different things, but the one that I want to talk about that probably won't spoil anything is the topic of hierarchy. When you join a club or company, oftentimes you are often viewed or preferred based off of seniority. In Hibike Euphonium, this is an important topic because within the band, there's only so many people that could perform in a band. So naturally, some people would have to be left out. And this raises the question, do you leave out a third year who probably this is their last chance to perform, or you go with the more talented first year and probably resulting in the third year not being able to perform throughout that time within the club? And obviously, the logical answer would be the first year because you want to win, so you choose the best people, of course. But as the series goes on, you start to see characters develop. You start to see characters learn and learn. Some of the characters starts off playing music when they're in high school. They've never touched the instrument prior to high school. So obviously they are at a disadvantage compared to someone who have already played the instrument back before high school. So you see these characters practice, you see these characters left out, of course, but you see them practice, trying to get better. And of course, as the series goes on, you get to know more about these characters. You get to be close with them. And so that begs the question. You see this character perform very, very hard, see them perform tirelessly. They might not be the best, but they're okay. And so do you choose them over, like I said, a talented first year? Suddenly the question becomes a bit trickier because now you have this sort of bias that you have. Do you give them their last chance, or would you still push them out and them not being able to perform throughout their high school years, essentially almost wasting that time in the club? It becomes a much harder decision to make once you get to know these characters. And I think this is something that Hibike Euphonium does really, really well, and I'm interested to see what happens in season 3 with some of these characters as well. Then there's the music part. I'm no expert in music. I've said this in a lot of my videos. I am not a music expert, but as I always said, of course, I know good music when I hear it. And the music in this series is just really, really good. I'm not the biggest orchestra music fan, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And the music in this series is really good. And there are times where I actually get the emotions of what the music is representing. The way orchestra music works is that it tells sort of a story without the need of lyrics. And sometimes in the show, I was able to capture that. Sometimes, usually during the big performances. Like I said, I'm not a music expert, so I can't really comment a lot on the quality and stuff like that. But personally, from a very amateur listener, I think it's a very good. I think the music is very good. I think the music is very good and definitely made the show better, in my opinion. There are some performances where I think, yeah, the performances is really good. The music sounds really, really great as well. I'm sucked in, I'm immersed, and it adds to the experience of the whole show. And that is really all that I would talk about this show. The only downside to this show, and this is the downside that some people have pointed out, is that it is a bit too drama heavy, but I think the drama also makes the show a bit more interesting. It adds depth and layer to some of the characters. So for me personally, it didn't really bother me. And aside from that, I can't really find any downsides towards the show. That's just me personally. It is from a non-objective point of view, one of the best shows that I've seen. It is just an overall, just solid, at least a solid 8 out of 10 show. It is just a genuinely good show. If you're like me and you like the styles of shows like this, like Slice of Life, music, a bit of drama to spice things up, and you're also a big killer animation fan like I am, then this show is for you. With the show entering its 3rd season, I think this is probably like the best time for you to go watch it, because Again, judging from the synopsis, this could be the final season unless they make probably like a movie or something. I don't know. I know there's a lot to get through. I know there's a lot of material for the show, like movies, first and second season, and all those things. But once you get into it, a lot of those material, you just blow past them. And I'm speaking this from experience because it is genuinely just a show worth watching. Before I end this video, I wanted to talk about a song that resonated with me, or a song that I really like from the show. The song would play a few times in the show, but one of the best moments in the show occurred twice in the show, and it involves both Omae and Asuka. The song first played when during a scene where Omae was walking, and then she heard a song from the distance. A song coming from a euphonium. The song was smooth and low. It felt sad but not depressing. It wasn't a scream of tension or a cry for help. It felt lonely. At the same time, it felt warm. It felt gentle. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sound that could only be created from an instrument that could produce a deep, gentle tone. The title of that song is Sound Euphonium. The perfect song for Asuka, the perfect song for Omae, and the perfect song for this incredible series. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Sorry for the mic quality. I'm trying my best. This is a new mic, but this is the best setting that I could possibly get out of this mic, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.